in the pits. It looks like they're going 4 wide to 5 wide, but they're side by side. Connor is sideways, absolutely sideways in the last few corners. Oh, but he's up in the gravel and he spins. Rob has made a bit of a dive. It actually hits teammate Craig, and so they've all got stuck in the gravel. And Joe gets the switch back. That's fantastic racing. Look at that. Contact, but it's Robbins Racing. Joe McCall takes his first ever win just ahead of Connor. A fantastic race. He's going to take 6th, or is it? Oh, he just gets him. And is Darren going to take it? No, he doesn't. Mark Nichol takes the race. Josh is the Independence champion for Season 3. Craig Kellett is your Season 3 winner and champion. Hello and welcome to the KTTC One Make Renault Megane Trophy Cup Series, the support category for the KTTC Online Touring Car Series. We're here for round 1 at Monza, so let's have a look at the entry list and let's have a look at the grid for race 1. It's a full house entry list into the Renault Megane Trophy Cup for the season, but for round 1 here at Monza, only 11 cars entered into the race, as both Luke Knox and Joe McCall from Team Snap-on decided not to enter into the race. Of course, Mike Comer and Mike Kuipers weren't in the touring cars either, so just 11 cars. And don't forget, there are no teams in the Renault Megane Cup, so it's all to play for everyone. Let's have a look at the first grid for round 1. Alex McCready gets the first reverse grid pole on the Renault Megane Cup trophy then, in the standard looking livery next to Mark Nichol in his Season 2 inspired touring car Red Bull livery. Row 2 is Rob Pellet in the purple, white and yellow livery next to the stealthy looking black and purple Harry Cook livery. Row 3 is Joe Burrows in his white, black and pink Rockstar livery next to Kieran Thomas in his Ironman black and gold livery. Row 4 is Gary Black in the Season 3 touring car livery next to Stephen Heath in another Red Bull livery, but in the old school looking checkered grey and blue colours. Row 5 is Tom Foster in the STP livery next to Darren Parker in his Wakanda Forever inspired livery, and at the back row of the grid, of course, is Craig Kellett in his fantastic looking cyan blue livery. Okay, so here we go then. This is the first race for the Renault Megane Cup for Season 4. This is Group A, the same guys who will be in the touring cars, and away they go. And that's a poor start from Gary in the background, a great start from Alex. Yeah, Alex has gone for the bog standard Renault livery. Maybe change the livery later on in the season, but for now, and he goes wild into the first corner. That is unreal. So yeah, Alex has already ruined his chances of getting a good start, so Harry goes slightly wide there, but so far it looks like it is Joe in second and Rob Pellet is leading, so this is good for Rob. It's a good start. Rob obviously was very, very good at the minis in the One Make series in Season 3. Big fan of the minis, so Rob might be a bit more comfortable in something more to his liking.
Sideways through the second chicane, a bit of massive contact. Craig up to third now, Heath in fourth, and it looks like Dad's going to take the advantage of Mark, who's had a bit of contact there. We know what Darren can do, we know what Mark can do as well, and we know, I think, was it Mark who won the... It was Gary, wasn't it, that won the trophy last season? That's it, yeah. As well. It
was Gary. Whoa, sideways. So you see a lot of twitching at the moment. So there's a few guys here who have literally only just stepped into their Renaults. Not only that, they've just had 3 races in potentially another drivetrain, and so coming into a rear-wheel drive is completely different. So Craig is going for the lead, and he's got the lead ahead of Joe. Whoa, contact there.
Contact with Joe.
Yeah. So Craig is leading, and down in, there's Heath, he's in 4th. There is Darren in 5th. Mark is 6th, Harry Cook is 7th, Kieran is in 8th, Gary is in 9th in that season 3 livery. Tom is now 10th, and Alex is actually quite lucky to keep on the back of this pack to try and build up after going off in the first corner. So Craig is leading in a fantastic looking blue livery. It's good to see lots of different colours. People have gone wild with their artistry in the liveries for their own liveries here, because of course there's no team plate. So
I'll tell you what, who's Ramsey's livery is probably my favourite on the grid actually.
yeah,
nice little combination. We know what blue Megane trophies can do as well, Tom, from recent history. So it's good to see a blue Megane on the grid.
bit messy in that chicane there. Stephen Heath in the classic Red Bull livery of past. Yeah, obviously not so much now, it's more the matte blue, but the old-fashioned grey and blue checkered look. Darren in 5th, and looking to try and get past Rob here. Oh, that looks like Joe's gone slightly wide. Oh, contact there. So someone in another Red Bull livery, and that someone spun. I think that's Mark. Is that Mark? Yeah, Mark has spun out.
Yeah,
so he's in the background there. So Mark is down to 11th, down the back of here. So Alex has moved up as well into 9th. So Tom's still in 10th. So this is quite developing. We'll have a look at the replay there and find out what really happened with Mark, because he spun out and it looked like he made contact there. On board with Mark Nicol then, and a little bit of contact there with Darren, but as he goes wide into the gravel, spins him out. Oh, and into the barrier.
Impact to the wall. Yeah.
Let's go on board with Harry and watch it from his perspective, as Mark's actually in front, and you see, look, Mark makes a little bit of a dive here on the side of Darren. Doesn't work out, forces him into the gravel. Oh, it's really close.
I think he caught his front bumper.
Yeah.
Wow, that was really close.
Yeah. Yeah, so Mark down in 11th, and he's got a long way to go to try and catch up. Still leading then, Craig Kellett, looking comfortable, and
looks like just pulled away from Vance a little bit there, which is another potential win for Craig here as well. So we got hopefully a nice little pack battle for podium positions, unless Craig, unfortunately.
It looks more like season 3 with Craig being ahead then, doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, you'd think like everything would be a lot closer as it's all even cars, and it looks like Vantage made a little bit of contact there with his two teammates going at it, but they're not teammates in this series, unfortunately. So no holds barred between the two at the minute, I think. And Rob's just got the edge on Heathy a little bit, latching onto the slipstream of Vamp. With all this going on, it looks like Craig has really made a statement and just pulled off completely from the pack. Side by side, Rob, Heathy and Vamp going to chicane.
Fantastic racing. Yeah, really good.
Wow. So Heathy goes wide, tags Rob a little bit, and it looks like Gary's got a little bit wide there coming at chicane with contact with Tom. So Rob's up to 2nd, so we've got Elliot Racing on a 1-2, but obviously they're not teammates in this one, so it's interesting to see. Alex has made a little bit of a comeback. Tom is up to 9th.
Gary down to 10th. You'd expect Gary maybe to be a little bit further up, because Gary is just stepping back into his old car, but then again he's just got used to front wheel drive, so very interesting there. So it's now,
this is the Craig we always used to see, just
yeah,
making the race his own, isn't it? And Rob's up to 2nd now, which is good to see. We've got Vamp and Heathy still together, I think. Oh no, he's dropped off a little bit, so we've got a battle for 4th. Dad's all over the back of Heathy now. Can he get him on the S's? Just waiting now for the straight to latch onto that slipstream and drag him up to the podium positions. Looks like Darren's just pulled away a little bit from Alex, who's made the comeback to 6th, which is good to see. He's just holding everyone else behind him up.
Yeah. It's another one of these, like a few cars at the front again, the top 5, and as much as they're not as close as beforehand, and then it's a gap between the mid-pack, and the mid-pack is really, really close now. We've got Tom on the inside of Harry, who's just behind Kieran, as Alex McCready's moved up to 6th. Alex looking a lot more comfortable in the Renaults than he is in his own Lexus in the touring car series.
I think the Megane is a lot easier to drive at some points at certain tracks as well. It is rear wheel, but with the tune on, it was a little bit twitchy, but with balanced performance, I think it was a lot easier to drive. And he's gone for the dive again on the chicane. He's made the same mistake.
A little bit messy.
Reset.
And that's Kieran being pushed out.
The brunt of it.
Yeah. So he's been pushed out wide, isn't he? So that's Kieran being pushed all the way down to near the back. So Craig is still leading, and Rob is now second. So again, if only this was the touring cars, it'd be a 1-2. It'd be a lovely 1-2 for them, but they're fighting against each other. Rob can actually go for Craig and actually try and push him out of the way. No holds barred. This is good for Joe Burrows in 3rd. He'll be a bit more happy with this. And this is the good thing about it, is that once the touring cars is all done, that's quite intense. Lots of team play, and if you've had a bit of a shit time in terms of the 3 races, then you can come into this and be like, right, Renault's different now, and you know, you've got so many things to fight for now.
Definitely, I think this they've hit the regain button, and they've come in and said, yeah, let's make it this one to make a statement in. And it looks like Rob is caught up, I think, from what I saw there. He goes a little bit wide. Yeah. So Rob is on the back, almost on the back of Craig in the slipstream, going into the hairpin on lap. Going into lap 5, he looks to the gap. Craig shuts it off, excellent defending from Craig there. He's still in the back of him, so he's under threat from his own teammate. Can he get that win for Rob in the Megane series? Which would be great to see him on the top step of the podium.
Side by side now. Yeah.
It's great to see Rob battling with his teammate. Don't see this often.
And he's got it.
Rob is taking the lead.
Yeah. But Craig is pushing to see if he can get to the side of him again. He's on the outside though, so not in the right position for the next corner. Rob has got the advantage, so Rob takes the lead.
Rob just covers the inside, the outside line. Just excellent defending from Rob. Elbows out, just not letting Craig pass. But I think he's just going to let him have a little advantage for the chicane here.
Whoa, little bit of contact, yeah. But it's still game on. Darren's up to 3rd now with Joe, but Rob is leading.
Great to see Rob leading. Another fresh face on the top step. At the moment, you've got Darren and Vamp having an excellent battle. Daz is up to.
Oh, hang on a second. So Rob's gone wide and he's gone and hit the barrier, and I think Craig's off as well. So Craig went off in the gravel. I don't know what happened there, but Craig spins round, and this literally, commentators curse. Said Elliott Racing, even though they're not in as a team, they've both gone off, and that's completely changed. It was really unusual. So let's go on board with Craig then. So yeah, just look how wide he goes. Rob's going off in the background there. Craig goes off, hits the wall, and then actually spins it out. Really unusual of Craig to do that. Let's go on board here with Darren, and you'll see them both going off.
You see Craig going wide, and I think Rob just caught the gravel. Spun him. We know what the gravel and the trophy do. They don't really mix well with the rear wheel, do they?
So
Mark looks like he's really struggling. Darren's taking the lead now with Vamp in 2nd and Heafy in 3rd. So we could see HB Motorsport little team up in the Megane series and take a 1-2, and Darren feeling the pressure from Vamp potentially into the hairpins. Going to lap 6 now.
Well, a little bit. Yeah, it's to say there was a bit of a push as well. So Darren's being pushed wide. Vamps is on the inside. And Joe has got a good... Oh, look at that. That's some robust side-by-side pushing. That's Darren's like, no, you can't take the lead.
Not today. It's my race.
I think because Darren didn't get a win in the Tourers, he's a little bit like, I want a race win. So he's going for it. And he's made that Renault Megane extremely wide. So Now
we know a few others that have made a Megane very wide on track width.
Yes.
In the past, haven't we? Oh, it looks like Harry's.
Yeah.
Harry's gone into the
there is Harry.
cut.
Harry, yeah, he kind of had a bit of a moment there, didn't he? So, very interesting.
Tom's fought his way up to 6th. We've got a KTTC 6-7 with a little bit of a gap between them. It looks like Tom is catching up to Gary a little bit for the 5th place.
So but he's sideways. Oh, hang on a second.
We say that. Another commentator's Tom.
So Tom is off.
I think we need to stop this. We need to stop saying all this. It's just causing havoc.
So Tom is down to 9th. Tom is off. So a few cars really struggling to keep on the track now. Darren still leading though, and looking very, very comfortable. But Joe is putting the pressure on with Heafy there. There's a gap slightly now to Alex McCready, who's up to 4th, which is great to see. Gary Black just about found his feet now. Looks like he was struggling a little bit, but he's kind of back in the zone in that Renault, and he's on the back of Alex. So Gary in 5th.
It was unfortunate really, because Gary had a very short season in the Megane, so he didn't really get enough time to kind of adjust to the rear wheel, get the most out of it as well. But it's good to see him fighting for 5th place. I mean, it's definitely changes things up. We've got Alex fighting as well for the positions. Mark looks like struggling a little bit, very far behind.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate to see Mark there after dominant Monza.
He's just going to be going around just to get the points, isn't he, really? Seeing as not everyone was turned up for the Renaults and stay stuck around for it, so he's just going to get some points, which isn't too bad. But yeah, disappointing for Mark, because he was early on looking pretty quick. So this fight for the lead is still going on, and actually Stephen Heath has gone in the inside of Joe Burrows now. Joe's still got the inside for the next turn, slows them both down. Stephen sits and stays in 3rd, so Alex McCready now catching up because that slowed Stephen down.
See Alex fighting for the podium positions now, which is good to see. A lot better performance than what we saw in the Taurus. So maybe it's the best car for Alex was a Megane, but obviously it wasn't available for picking, was it, due to the Cup? So
yeah, it was removed from the Taurus.
For a dominant season, and a Megane's from me, myself, Darren as well, likes of Sam Parker as well from season 1 and 2. It's good to see the Megane's back on the tracks as well now.
The Megane's naturally, they fall naturally into it's a trophy cup, isn't it? So they do race in a trophy cup in real life, so it suits them better. But I think it's going to be interesting because it's close at the moment, very, very close. Already on to lap 7 here, going on to lap 8. The time has just gone by so quick.
Flying by.
Yeah. On board with Tom then, as he goes into the second chicane here. It's just the back end. Look, he tries to overcorrects it into the gravel, and then
he just overshot it completely, and maybe just broke a little bit too late.
Had a wild go through the chicane from Rob here. So Darren in his Wakanda Forever inspired livery, a few of them inspired by DC and Marvel. And then the rest of them all energy drinks.
It's good to see a tribute to Chadwick,
yes,
who recently passed away. Massive fan of Black Panther, so it's good to see a little tribute from him. But obviously, as you said, a few energy drink sponsored Meganes. Quite standard, really, to see a Red Bull with Renault.
Yeah,
like we saw in Formula 1 a few years ago. Not the best partnership between Christian and Cyril, was it?
No.
Robson, I think he's made a few positions up actually.
Yeah,
I think from Tom spinning.
Yeah, stopped out for he's going to struggle to catch up now as Mark is. So yeah, it's just I think it's pretty much this opening pack here that's really going to be the interesting one to watch here. 5 cars at the front and then a mini pack at the back.
Another 5-car battle. That's what the first race in a row.
Something about Monza, isn't it? Really.
The temple of speed, Tom. That's what we love it. We love it.
Oh, sideways. That's Stephen Heath. How he kept that going, I don't know. I thought he was going to be spinning there, and I thought that was game over for Stephen Heath. But he manages to get the car facing the right way. It's obviously pushed him down to 5th.
Alex is in second now, which is really good to see. Vamps has been pushed a little bit onto the gravel. And Gary's he's gone drifting.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a
Monza.
push. So that was interesting. Gary pushed Joe Burrows, so that has pushed him right down into 5th, and I don't think he's going to be able to catch up there. So that's disappointing. Joe Burrows looking really strong there.
Gary get the Gary's come alive a little bit now.
He has indeed, isn't he?
Looking for the gap now on the last few laps, just to take that second position and maybe take the fight to Darren. It's been a while since we saw Darren in the trophy, so we'll see what he can remind us of what he can do in one.
So we're on board with Heafy. There's Gary and there's Joe ahead. Joe's off on the gravel, comes back on, and it's just a slight tap, and it just pushes Joe into the grass, one wheel, and spins him out.
Seen that before, haven't we, with the Meganes in the grass? They just don't mix well.
So Rob Pellet now has got the potential to get past Joe Burrows into 5th, and this is something else from Rob. He is on fire in this Renault, and maybe it just suits him better. Maybe it's the fact he's racing on his own. I don't know. There's something about Rob who just comes alive in the One Make series.
But I think he has a passion for the One Make series where he can have a bit of fun and it's not too serious. No one's,
Maybe he's just conservative for the team game, just a bit too much, rather than pushing for good results. He's just trying to get the points, and it holds him back slightly.
It's on the contract, isn't it? This proposed contract with Elite Racing that he's got with Craig. So Thomas, I think he's made himself up a little bit. I think Harry's shot down the grid.
Yeah, Mark's still there. So this fight for the lead now between Alex and Darren is really becoming interesting. So Darren has led for majority of this race, but he's not over yet, and he's not going to run away with it, as Alex, who actually had pole position from the reverse grid, took himself out in the first corner by running wild into the chicane, and has managed to make his way all the way through the pack up into second. Can you believe it? So Alex, also another one like Rob, has found himself really comfortable, and he's on rails in that Renault. So it's amazing how people can be different in a different car.
It's good to see Alex fighting, a newcomer taking the fight to one of the originals who started in season 1, and someone very new to the whole series, the whole game.
Yeah.
It's good, and I think it looks like Gary has made up to a podium position. He's dropped back just a little bit in the Red Bull Renault.
So Rob Pellet now is on the back of Joe Burrows and is really put the pressure on, pushing and pushing. Not only that, behind them is Kieran Thomas. So Kieran is kind of made up. Rob goes really wide, so that's Joe's got the cut back and gets the position back. That's allowed Kieran to get on the back of Rob here.
Maybe Kieran can take the fight to Rob and Joe here in the last lap, get a fifth place, and or we could see Rob take the 5th place.
Yeah.
It looks like the top three are pulled away. Heafy looks like he's on his own, so it could be a safe race to Heafy. Just taking a few decent points. Obviously, you want to be in the top 6 to get those good points. Anything else really, still bringing home a few points, but not as much an advantage to the others and the rest of the pack. So it's good to see a few different faces in the top 6.
So Darren's still leading, and on the last lap then, Heath dropped slightly still in the 4th, but he's not quite on the back end of this pack, and it's going to be interesting to see whether it's going to be a nice comfortable win for Darren, or whether Alex is going to make a last minute attempt to take a win, snatch it away, or is he going to stay comfortable and take the points in second?
I hope Alex does pull something off.
Yeah.
Darren robbed me before at Spa in season 1, and I know how it feels. It was horrible. Led the whole race and everything in the same car, funnily enough. But what can you do? It's racing. Love it. Kieran Rob's up to 5th now. A bit of contact with Joe. Slowed him down a little bit, but so
the last corner then, as Alex goes for the move. He's gone for the dive, but he's gone really wide. That was a real dive from Alex. It's not worked out. So that's allowed maybe Gary to get him. Oh, contact. Oh my God, rubbing side by side. Darren's going to take the win. Who's going to take second?
Gary,
it's Gary. Yeah. So Stephen takes fifth. Rob's going to take fifth of Rob. Sixth is Joe. Kieran takes seventh. Tom's going to come away with eighth, a quiet one after his spin earlier on. Harry is going to come away and take ninth, also slightly spinning out and going wide. That's disappointing for Harry after showing strong in that. And then of course Mark Nicol is quite away from the finish here, as I think he'll be disappointed with that.
Just looking at his lap times, and it looks like he's just made a few mistakes here, there, and everywhere, hasn't he?
Really inconsistent, isn't he?
Yeah. It's unfortunate to see, because we know Mark has caused damage here at Monza in the same car. I think he took a win in season 2 here, and then it's interesting to see. Maybe there's a few mistakes here and there, but what can you do?
He's actually gone for the same livery as his Independence winning Renault from
colour,
season 2. Yeah, but he's gone from the usual dark blue associated with Red Bull and gone for a nice silver, which looks smart, but it's not to be for
Maybe
Mark.
Maybe he should have kept the blue for the luck, for the nostalgia.
Mark finishes at the back in 10th. Darren gets the win then, just ahead of Gary, who finishes literally just ahead of Alex on the last bend. Stephen gets 4th with Rob in 5th, who recovers after his off. Joe Burrows was 6th. Kieran was 7th with Tom in 8th after he span out. Harry was 9th after he struggled, and of course Mark had a spin earlier in the race, so he was quite far behind. Craig retires, so is a DNF after he goes off. What this means in the points then, of course, it pretty much stays as it is. Darren gets the extra point for the fastest lap, so early days after round 1. But thank you very much for joining us. We will see you at round 2 at Suzuka for the touring cars, and of course round 2 for the Renault Megane Cup. So we'll see you then.